Hey, g'day. Welcome to Pete's Practical Product Reviews, I guess. So in this vid, we're going to have a quick look to see whether or not it's worth upgrading from the original Mavic Air to the brand new Air 2. I don't think any of that focused. Did any of that focus? No, it's trying to track my eye. Hang on, I'll put it in front of my face. Did that work? Oh, that worked. There you go. There's only really, I think, 4 things you want to consider if you're upgrading. This isn't a video about buying a new drone. I'll talk about that at the end, but this is really if you're thinking about spending the money to upgrade from this guy, to this guy. Just before I do that, it's probably worth considering just the main differences between the drone kits, or the drones and kits, because you never really just buy a drone by itself. Size obviously is the first one. The new drone is obviously bigger, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The weird thing is I bought this as part of their Fly More kit where you get the 3 batteries and the controller. The Fly More kit for the Mavic Air 2 is actually fantastic, and weirdly enough, even though that every part of it is bigger, it's actually a smaller bag, and this bag fits much, much more conveniently into a camera bag. It just slides straight in. The controller, so the new controller versus the old controller, again, everything is bigger, but better battery, Wi-Fi for the old drone. This is OcuSync 2, as you know have heard, which is the same as what's an upgrade. So it's the same as the Mavic 2 Pro and Zoom, I believe. And it's not really a gripe because it is a really good app, but we now have, well, I now have on this phone nearly 4 or 5 DJI apps, depending on what I'm using. Just one app would be fine, but this comes with the new DJI Fly app as opposed to the Go 4 app. What's this drone like to fly, and is it that much more flyable than this guy? I gotta tell you, and I don't think this is subjective, this is much more flyable, and I can't work out why, because honestly, this little drone here, this is my first, actually no, I went from this to this. In fact, the prop's longer. There's one prop is longer than this Mavic Air. Yeah, so this is my second drone, but this is the one that got me in love with drone flying and sort of made me realize that this is the only drone I want to fly. I love this drone. It's just fantastic. It's not that it's got more features or it's just better at everything the other one does. And the other one did everything brilliantly, I have to say. So it's not really mentioned, but this is actually a 3-axis gimbal. You can pan this gimbal without having to actually pan the drone or turn the drone on its axis. So you just literally hold down on this and it comes up with this set of controllers. This is from me flying earlier. And then you just move your finger. Hopefully I'll insert a little bit of B-roll, but you can also not just pan, you can tilt at the same time. And I played with this outside for a little bit to see what it was like, and I like doing shots where I'm dollying along. Normally I just fly with the drone in that position and then just track. The fact that I can do that, but I've got forward sensors, so you can still use your collision avoidance while having the camera pointed out the side. That's a big deal for me, and it's a big deal on this as a new feature on there. So the first reason to buy anything, obviously, as a bit of gear, is that it's going to get used. It's a no-brainer. For me, whether you're an amateur or a semi-pro or a pro, there's not one bit of gear in here that doesn't make me money or actually gets out and gets used a lot. So the first of those was resolution. This has a new camera, which is a 1 2/3. It's not quite a 1-inch sensor, but it's fully featured. As you can see from these images, it always looks terrific. The image quality is better. It has a higher resolution. Here are 2 shots, both at 1600 ISO, shot at night. The usability of this and the clarity of the images and the color just holding together, this is usable at 1600. This is not usable at 1600, so that's a big deal. It has 48 megapixel image capture. I think it does it by pixel shift, a lot like the Panasonic's the G9 does. As a photographic drone, this is a big step up from this guy, huge step up, and it means I don't have to crack out the Inspire 2 if I'm looking for particular usable images. In fact, at 48 megapixels, the image quality in terms of resolution is higher on this. Now the Aspire 2, I still think, I took them up yesterday, it still looks better, it's going to. It's a micro four thirds, better lens. But still, this is an incredible bit of kit. Battery life, it's the no-brainer. The longer the battery, the better shots you get. So this is the original DJI battery. They originally said you could get 24 minutes out of this. Not true. This battery at 34 minutes with a usable 29 to 30 minutes is phenomenal. It is literally worth 2.5 of these at the moment. In a good day, 2 of these when they're new. This thing is It's just so intrusive and I hate it. This is much quieter than the Air. This, from a noise level, when you're trying to do photography where you don't want everybody who's just getting pissed off at you because they're looking at the drone that's in the air that they can hear coming from miles away, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can barely hear this. I mean, you can hear it take off here. It's a little windier than I'd like. Now this drone, if you're the sort of photographer that likes to be, just a little bit discreet as to where you are in order to, capture moments, or you don't want to scare the wildlife, it's this. The Air 2 is just, it's a massive step up. Now the last thing was range, is that quite a lot of the time I'll take the Air out and I'll fly it over water or somewhere to get to a location, hoping that I'm going to be able to get the shot. So the longest I've been able to get that is around 3 kilometers, 3 and a bit kilometers with the Wi-Fi controller. They tout this as being 10,000 meters, so 10 kilometers. So even if you were to halve that and say 5, that would be a big increase. I'm just going to show you a little test I did a couple of days ago. So let's just rewind the video for a second. So that's at 2, just come up to 2,000. It's saying I've got a weak signal and I can see it breaking up. That surprises me. I've had the Air out, the original Air out, further than that. I'm going to be blunt about this. I'm calling bullshit to 10,000 kilometers. I don't know what is going on, but the OcuSync 2 on this is not getting me that much more than what I was getting out of the Air 2. Now, I thought originally it might have been I was flying at 11 meters, and obviously the higher up, the better the signal. So I went out again, which is this test here. I got another 800 meters out of it. So I managed to go from 2,000 to 2,800, 2,900 meters. When I was out there, that is still around where, like the Air would be in very similar conditions. I've taken that out from the same location over the bay, just, going out as far as I can in terms of range testing. The range on this is not great. So if I had to give it a score, it was out of 4, those 4 points that I had up, 3 out of the 4 points worth the upgrade. Yep, 100%. Battery life alone was worth the upgrade. Noise for me was absolutely worth the upgrade. I fly in urban environments a lot, and this is just, it actually stops me from flying in a lot of situations because I just don't want to draw that much attention to myself. Hopefully that's useful to you. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.